Welcome back, all you Fabricant and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing the third season premiere of Harley Quinn, the animated show coming to you from DC and on HBO Max. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Lottie, we've been hotly anticipating the return of Harley Quinn, and it felt like it would take forever, but finally it arrived this last weekend. We got the first three episodes of season three of Harley Quinn, and for a change, we're watching it as it comes out as opposed to binging it. Lottie, the, Harley's back. Her main girl Ivy is on her arm, and they're doing bad guy stuff. You know, like we've been seeing in the previous seasons. And of course, they bring back their little motley crew as they go about their nefarious deeds. So, all that being said, Lottie, you had a chance to see the first three episodes. What do you think?
Okay, I will say this. The first episode was, I think they did the right thing of releasing the first three episodes because if they just released the first episode, uh, that kind of would have just been like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt like, okay, I don't know if this season three is gonna be that funny, but then episode two picked back up where I wanted it to be. It's in episode three was, in my opinion, the funniest one. Episode one, they were just basically picking off where they left off with Harley and Ivy basically being on, I guess, on this bad girls tour, basically stealing everybody's shit and fucking things up. And like I said, in my opinion, that was probably the weakest episode in probably the whole entire series. In my opinion, that was probably the weakest episode. I understand it had to be there to get things started, but I would have. It just wasn't my favorite. Then the second one, you know, of course, they're being together now. That Ivy is actually they're actually dating. Ivy has no choice but to actually work together now. Before, she always found a way to get away, you know what I mean, and do things on her own. But now she has to be together. And of course, the basically the what was it? What were they called? Basically,
The
the Emmys.
the Billy Awards.
Yeah, the Villy Awards. Basically, the Emmys of the villains. I was hoping to see a Will Smith slap joke.
It
I
was
was,
made before
ho-
then, I think.
I was hoping that was going to show up, and I'm pretty sure the Harley Quinn directors are like, ah, God.
Yeah,
They probably were mad that they couldn't get that in there,
yeah.
but it was, yeah. Third episode, of my opinion, was funny. We got to finally see a character that I was hoping that they brought back, and I'm happy to see that he was doing well. But before we spoil it, I'm going to let you say your opinion on it.
Well, I'll have to say I agree. The first one, look, I had high hopes for this, and you know how I say about managing expectations. So my expectations were high, and the first episode was fine, and the second episode was funny. I liked it quite a bit. The third episode was was fine also to me. I think that's my thing is that I feel like the my high hopes are not necessarily being met, but I also can't say that I don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
It's in this weird place of I have such a high expectation that it's not being met. That doesn't mean it's not good. Just means
yeah,
it's not reaching where I want it to reach. That being said, each episode had some pretty fun stuff in it. I think the first episode is probably the weakest of them, just because it's trying to establish the status quo of the the this season. And that she's not an anti-hero. They're definitely villains. They go around killing and robbing and all that. Uh, Ivy's still antisocial and everything, but we get to see we Amanda Waller's in the first episode. I mean, like just like silly stuff like that, and King Shark and Clayface are back, and they have all the funny bits. Like everyone knows Bane's awesome, so we get to see Bane. I enjoyed all of that. I like the second bit. I like the second episode quite a bit. Just showing Ivy being a terrible leader, and why you know that Harley's really more the leader. And the third one's really about it's theoretically it's about getting an award for best couple and among the villains, but really it is about kind of showing that Harley and Ivy are all right. They're have the strength of their bond, but also where a certain jilted lover has also landed on his feet. And it's all really nice. I want it to just be a little snappier, just a little snappier. A few more of the jokes land just a little better. But overall, I'm satisfied. I like what's going on. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. So
I do have to say, oh, not to cut you off, I do have to say I am enjoying the extra bane of screen time.
yes, let's get into some spoiler. We'll talk about that, but I think overall it's a good start to the season. I want it to just be a little snappier, just a little bit snappier, a little, but it's definitely they're not pulling punches and they're not playing around. There's some pretty good like hard jokes in there too. So anyway, we're gonna get into spoilers right now. So if you don't want to be spoiled, get the heck out of here. But otherwise, let's talk about this. I want to call out the fact that not one but two celebrities are in this. James Gunn is himself, and also Billy Bob Thornton is in this show. That is hilarious. And also, we get to see the Bat family. That's like I was surprised at some of the stuff they decided to do in this show. They did a Kevin Spacey joke, man. Like they made a Kevin Spacey joke. I was like, "That you
Oh
guys are
yeah.
not playing." Uh, it's fun stuff. Like I love seeing Batman, the Bat family in this. Uh, obviously this is the freshest because I just saw the episode, but just going to an escape room, like they're like we're gonna team build, we're gonna go to an escape room, and both the Bat family and Harley Quinn's crew end up at the same one, and of course the Riddler is running the fuck. It's Gotham. Who's the idiot that's in Gotham City thinking I'm gonna go to an escape room and not realize it's a murder room by the Riddler? It's good stuff. I really like that.
Yeah, seeing Amanda Waller in that thing, I was just like, wow. And then they mentioned basically he's like, where all the A team at? They basically mentioned James Gunn, what's it called? In it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like,
Hmm.
where's the A team at? Oh, they're over here doing this. And I was like, wow, they straight up just talked about James Gunn's movie, and of course he's in the movie. Of course, like I said, the extra Bane time is always gets a one up for me. I'm trying to think another part. Like I said, I'm happy to see that Kite Man landed on his feet.
Yes, yes. I
I'm
you know
happy
what?
to see.
Can we say a collective hell yeah for Kite Man? My God,
Hell
they
yeah.
keep making us like this guy, and how I totally absolutely want to see this spinoff because Kite Man's great. He's super supportive and everything like that, and you really kind of hear Ivy be like, yeah, he's a good guy, and then he ends up with I forget her name, but he's got a girlfriend and she's not made up and doesn't live in Canada or whatever like that. She's a real person, and she's
Yep.
really cool, and like I love the fact that he lands on his feet and he's like I'm better for having dated her, but now I can be good for my new girl. I
Yeah, he
really
gained confidence from dating her. He was able to gain the confidence
yeah,
to talk to other women.
and I like the fact that Harley and Ivy, their relationship's not getting older. What it's just getting stronger, and you know, Ivy's growing as a person. All that stuff. There's a lot of like character growth that is going on, and of course, we get the Joker getting to be a huge dick as the he's the MC. He's so good as the MC. He raps or whatever. It's so all that's so funny. I love the fact that they just feel the freedom to just do whatever in this show. You know,
Yeah.
Clayface being James Gunn's is his chair on set. Just stupid stuff like that. Catwoman getting you can tell it was supposed to be something else, but getting a foot rub from Batman, but it's supposed to be something else. Just stuff like that. They are saying all sorts of funny stuff related
It's
to
messed up that but they're doing my dog like this, man. They doing Batman wrong,
Well,
man.
it's because that's related to the whole "does Batman eat pussy" thing, and so they were sort of referring to that, that controversy from earlier in the year. It's just fun stuff. I love that Batman just solved the escape room like on his own. With everyone like, "Oh no, we're gonna die." He's like, "Oh no, I solved it." And
I solved it.
of course,
Yeah, and he was
would.
like, yeah. Fuck you guys. I solved it.
It's just stuff like that. I loved.
Oh yeah, and
Just
of
all
course,
that.
Nightwing going like with the gruff voice. Why are you talking like this? It's kind of too serious.
It's
No,
like it's the right amount of
a little
serious.
serious.
And also, they are sticking with Alfred being a superhero called the Macaroni. Come on, like it's just stuff like that. This show's good. Like I said, it's not the hype that I want it to be, but I still really really enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like we're sticking around with it. We're gonna come back next week, reviewing the next one. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Any thoughts, opinions? What do you guys think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And we'll chop it up about this show. So, you guys, we're coming back next week for the next episode. I think I might be maybe solo, and that's all good because Lottie's traveling. But, come back and check us out for the next episode. Until then, I have been Mo De Buffet, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. We'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.